What's going on, family? It's the entertainer, motivated educator, Lucky Murray, back with CHHnow.com, the latest, greatest Christian hip hop news, media, all that good stuff. Today, we're speaking about the STELLA Awards has a problem with Christian hip hop. And when I mean the STELLA Awards, a certain people, as to say, that has been a part of the STELLA Award and the Gospel Awards for many years and have spoken out of the connection that the STELLA Awards is trying to reach back out and give Christian hip hop, or as we like to call it in the space, CHH. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to read an article. Not the article, I'm going to read a statement that gospel singer Earnest Pugh, Pugh said. We're going to read a little bit about it, and I'm going to give you my intake on what I think about it, right? So let's go to this article right here, right? So if you want to read more about this article, it's posted on Rapzilla, right? Listen to it, like it, you'll love it. But it says, a moment of transparency, by the way, my platform, my views, which is true. It says, well, if there was ever a time to pivot from industry to ministry, that moment is here for me. The Gospel Hip Hop Awards, formerly known as the STELLA Awards, have given us a clear indication where the focus of their platform and its audience lies. They have sent a clear message to those of us who have been in the gospel music industry for 15, 20 years that we are no longer needed, wanted, or welcome on their stage anymore. Perhaps the powers that be feel pressured by sponsors or advertisers to adorn the gospel with an element of entertainment, which is Christian hip hop. But whatever the case, the writer is on the wall and I do not plan to sit around and wait my demise. Please understand, as a creative, quote unquote, I will forever create music and release it to the earth and affects the flow of worship, because by no means can the systems of the world stop destiny and purpose. I love how people combine, their personal opinion with, Christianese language combined in one, right? I promise to keep the main thing, which is to advance the kingdom of God, not agendas that are rooted in ideology and greed, viewership ratings. Okay. My heart goes out to all those forerunners who are being silent on various platforms in which they contribute time, energy, resource, and decades. Sadly, it is the end of an era that is the beginning of a movement. Those of us who are wise, major in ministry, and minor in industry, is all good, and it's all God, right? We're going to start right there, man, because clearly he's speaking out about it, and a lot of people in that space or industry may feel as though that they are being casted out and Christian hip hop is coming in. But I want to remind you guys something like that. Christian hip hop has never had a space or a place to really flourish. When we were flourishing in the early 2000s, 2010s, and in the mid 2000s, late 2000s, right? I came in 2012. So I've been 10 years in the game before CHH, right? I started to see a surge of Christian hip hop, and a lot of guys were getting opportunity because they was hitting these Billboard charts, mainly the Christian charts, right? But along with the Christian charts, the CHH, the CCM's charts, some of them, because of those charts right there, were making it to the mainstream charts, led by Lecrae. In 2014, they kicked us off the charts, saying that gospel music is gospel music and hip-hop music is hip-hop music. They should no longer blend. But listen, when it's okay for artists that are in the gospel space to use hip-hop infused in their music and still chart on the gospel charts. Erica Campbell, Love God, was a hip-hop record. She just sung on the end of it, right? If you have that criteria, then a lot of our Christian hip-hop artists who are melodic should be charting on the gospel charts as well. You have, Ty Tribbett. A lot of his music is hip-hop influence, but he still charts on the gospel charts. A lot of the CHH artists, they perform at churches. Their main audience is Christians. So I don't understand why we cannot chart on the gospel as well as hip-hop, as well as CCM. Because if a gospel singer does well, they can also chart on the CCM or the Christian charts, and they could chart on the R&B charts as well. But the reason why they did that was because we was taking spots away from these artists that depend on these Billboard charts to maintain the status quo in gospel music. And by the way, a lot of times the gospel music charts on the Billboard do not change very much for 6 months. This is why artists that are older in the Christian, in the gospel game, can continue on to have success, even in their late 40s, late 50s, because of the system that black gospel has on the charts. So when you have STELLA Awards that look at the demographics of the STELLA Awards and the viewership, it is mostly black, older black people. How do you infuse, the culture to allow more diversity in your audience so that your genre don't die in 10 years? You have to bring hip hop along. You have to bring Christian hip hop along. You have to be able to share the space because God speaks through different mediums. It's not just gospel music. A lot of my brethren that are in CHH can be classified as gospel artists. When we go perform at church, guess what they call us? Gospel rappers. You know, so to have Mr. Pugh speak about this and call it the STELLA Hip Hop Awards, and for viewerships, who is viewing Christian hip hop? Right? What you're trying to do is you're trying to pull in a younger audience to entice them. Like, listen, the STELLA Awards just not for older black people getting awards. Right? A few years back, the STELLA Awards, it was a young lady, and I'm trying to look it up right now. If I can, please forgive me. It was the year that Flame won the award. Flame was up for it. And the fact of the matter is that, let me see if I can get it. I think it was 2018. Man. I'm trying to see this real quick. But while I'm pulling it up, I think that Mr. Pugh speaks for a lot of people that, feel like they are the voiceless, or they like, man, this is where I eat. This is how I eat. And I need it like that. I'm about to pull it up right now, guys. Okay, it was Kenton Jones. Okay, so Kenton Jones won 2018. I think it was 19, guys. I want to say it was 19. Let me see. I remember covering it. I remember covering this, guys. So, is it fair? By all means, no. I'm just trying to, oh God, see. Anyway, so what is all being said? STELLA has a problem. And STELLA needs to figure out what they're going to do, how they're going to do when it comes to bridging the gap together. Now, I know a lot of people going to say, well, it's not about, awards. God has your back. Yeah, but in the industry, awards matter when it comes to placement, getting money, guarantees. A lot of things depend on these awards and these Billboard charts standing. I'm talking about artists, livelihoods, right? So let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Again, it's the entertainer, motivator, educator. Please don't forget all three. Lucky Murray back with another CHH Now.com, Latest Grades of Christian Hip Hop News Media. Comment right there below. Visit the site and also subscribe to the channel if you have it. But until next time, people.